Alright, we're gonna hang loose and see what happens. What's up, Gold Silver? Yeah, we'd be back at it if we could keep the internet stable. Everything is completely unstable with Charter. So we're going to have to hang loose and wait and see what happens. Give everybody a couple minutes to get in. Yeah. It'd be nice if it would stop happening, though. I'm just going to give everybody a couple minutes to get back in. See if we're stable at all. Really? Here we go again. Honestly. Yeah, I wish that was our case. We have issues. We have issues. We have lately. We didn't have for a long time. Now all of a sudden we're having them. I don't know what to think. I don't know what to say anymore. It's frustrating and embarrassing, but all right. Let's try it again. Okay. Let's try this again. Nope. That is the beefiest modem you can, router you can get. We just upgraded to the Charter 1 gig service. I don't know. I don't know. Well, it looks like it says eBay full case PYT part 2, Anthony. So I'm guessing since you have the Red Sox in part 1, you still have the Red Sox now. Joe Adele. So we just went to Charter's 1 gig service and took their recommendation not to use their modem. Went to a big beefy one. Max Scherzer. And problems. What are you going to do? Team color. Max Scherzer for the Nationals. Team color. So we'll get through. They're going to be back out tomorrow. Mike Yastrzemski. Hey, Ian. Why don't you just come over here and let's tag team this thing? I don't really want to do that, but I'm not at all confident that this thing is going to stay stable. Tatis. So we need to try to, and then you can keep half an eye on it while we're doing this. Houck and Huff. Juan Soto, Johnny Cueto. So we're gonna two-person this as always. We've been doing this for a long time. Both set of hands will be in the feed. At all times, everybody will be able to follow everything that's going on at all times. I'm just not confident in the service right now, and so the faster we're able to comfortably get through here, I think the better off we're going to be tonight. David Peralta. David Peralta. Evan White. Well, again, we'll see. We'll see what they have to say tomorrow. Once again, somebody back here. Miles Straw, Joey Bart, Bo Bichette. This is St. Louis. There's no fiber optic here. Lou Brock and Fernando Tatis. Dahlbeck and Mountcastle. Well, I mean, it's not like we have problems all the time. Things happen. Joe Adele, I mean, you know, one of the hamsters jumped ship or something, so whatever. Joe Adele's our biggin. We'll make it through. Hopefully get an answer tomorrow.
I'm not holding my breath. Hey, you're missing a camera.
Dang it. Alright, let's put the other one back on. Come on. Deactivate. Activate. There we go. It's going to be one of those nights. One of those nights. Well, it seems like our problem is not in-house, it's out-of-house. And so that's what they're trying to get worked out, is what is going on outside of the house, apparently. But you just got to live with it. For now, for tonight. I'm gonna have to look into that. Javier Baez. Blue Bob. Keston Hiura. Home run leaders. MVP award. Again, those MVP award, Alec Bohm will get a sleeve. Those kind of things are just going to be handed out. All right, Brian. Sorry for the problems. Jake. Two-teamer. Luke Bob and Jacob DeGrom out of 572. Flashback Pioneer. RBI leaders. Was that RBI leaders? ERA leaders. The big ones can have autographs. Are you checking for those big ones? Make sure they don't have autographs. Did you check? Make sure the big ones don't have autographs.
No.
Rookie stars.
I just looked them over.
Joey Bart. Cardinal rookies. NL, AL, Davey and Ian. That's going to get a sleeve. ERA leaders. Mike Yastrzemski. Sixto and Jesus get a sleeve. And there's Christian Yelich. Clubhouse collection. Not connection. Collection. But connection might be better. Evan Longoria. Royals rookies. RBI leaders. Nicky. Dylan Carlson. One sec for me, guys. Man, John, I'll tell you what, I would love that. If there's a way that we could figure this out. If it spins at all. Couple of Giants. Danny Duffy, Ryan Mountcastle. Houck and Huff. Rockies. Yankees. World Series. You dump those back there?
Yeah.
Austin Slater. Austin Slater's been having a good spring. Think he's going to be all right. Mercy would be Bond. Joe Morgan and Bryce Harper. Mateo and Oliveris. Casey and Scooball. They get a sleeve. Mookie Betts. Mookie Betts is team color again. 2 team color in a row. This one for the Dodgers. Mookie Betts. In our case earlier, we hit the Alec Bohm alternate, which is the throwback one. One in every 17,000 something packs. And a very nice Joe Adell autograph, which was nice. Mountcastle gets a sleeve. Rangers rookies. Jeff Samardzija. David Peterson, digging. Well, now you gotta start looking for autographs on those, make sure. So now you gotta start looking for autographs on these, make sure. David Peterson.
Wow, that'll be a surprise.
It will be a surprise. Uh-oh, gold. Mike Soroka, very nice, out of 5. 1 out of 5. Mike Soroka, gold. For the Braves. Very nice. 1 out of 5. Flashback goes in the everyone gets a some stack. Royals, Singer and Freddie Freeman must be black in action. Yep. There's a second pair of hands on the right, John. Can you see them in both?
Uh-oh.
What?
Come on.
What?
You're circling.
Right. Catching the white circle of death. Second pair of hands on the right, John. The internet is killing us. Internet is killing us tonight. So I'm just trying to get through this as quickly and efficiently as we can without the white circle of death completely wiping us out. It's going to be one of those nights, John. Going to be one of those nights. And John, I would, you know, I mean, Charter's coming tomorrow. That's okay. Oh, I get it now.
I see how it is.
I like it. I like your style, John. Charter's coming tomorrow morning. They said they've escalated this to, I don't know who. The president of the company, Strikeout Leaders. So again, all those ones that are multiples that I'm moving to the right, those are going to be sorted and separated by team. The only reason they're coming out now is just easier for us to sort when they're out. Oh my Lord. So if Charter is unsuccessful, yeah, I definitely would like to talk to somebody smarter than Charter about this and see if I can work this out, get this worked out.
If Charter fails, I should burn it all to the ground.
Dodgers Rookie of the Year award. Adele and Madrigal. That gets a sleeve. That was actually pretty funny. Cardinal rookies, Marlins. Trey Turner. Max Kepler. First time back, where you been? Here comes a red National League rookies. That's with Joey Bart. Rangers. Jeff Samardzija. Pache. Who is our red? Bobichette. Zach Wheeler. Jorge Polanco for the Twins. Out of 572. 372, I'm sorry. The red is out of 372. So we've hit a gold. We've hit a couple of reds. That's nice. Be nice if they were a little bit bigger names, but it's still early. It is still early. We still have time. Shane Bieber. National League rookies. Rockies. Davey and Ian. Sixto and Jesus. Willie Mays MVP award. There's Casey and Scooball. And Spencer Howard. Oh, you were there for the Saturday night fun? Yeah, that was fun. Ryan Mountcastle. Smoke. Yankees rookies. Miller and Lambert. Was that the throwback one? Alec Bohm, it was.
When you get a second, you'll push those 4 boxes closer.
Yeah. It's been a minute since we've hit a flip stock. That would be nice. I actually watched that break 3 times to get the chat replay lined up. It was having that big of an attitude, huh? Hey, Brandon Bell. Clubhouse collection. Jake Cronworth, Tigers rookies. There's Pache. Kenta Maeda. For the Twins. Home run leaders. Hapa Rockies. Jesus and Sixto get a sleeve. Lubob. Couple of Mets now and then. Alec Bohm. Miller and Lambert again. It was actually nothing, to be quite honest with you. Garcia and Ian Anderson. It was you know. Does Pache have a photo variation that looks like his auto card, similar fashion to what? Well, yeah, I think it's the action and the auto are the same ones, is what I'm seeing. Joey Bart. Trout. Yankees rookies, White Sox rookies. It was ultimately much ado about nothing.
Well, we also have less to hide at the Pentagon.
That is true.
Well,
Cronworth. I know, that's what I'm saying. It is funny. It wasn't cordial. Contreras, it was not cordial. Trust me when I tell you that. We have tag team many breaks, always with multiple cameras on it. Never, I mean, good Lord, you don't do this as long as we have done this, and you know, have the feedback that we have, and you know what I'm saying.
We tag team breaks for 29 hours straight.
So whatever.
I feel like that kind of proves that we're not going to do anything.
We proved that a long time ago. So. Huh. Have we hit an action of Pache? Does he have an action? Maybe he went the way of Sixto. Maybe he went the way of the Kevin Biggio base card, Evan White. Have we hit a Pache, American League, Bubic, and McKenzie? I can't say that we have hit one that I can think of. Casey Mize. I'm sure. I don't know. I don't know. I was going to say I'm sure we have, but I don't know. I don't know the answer to that one. George Soler or Jorge Soler, whichever. I like George Soler better. Moon landing. Okay. This one belongs to Joe Adele, and it's an action. Very nice. So I know this is the same photo as his autograph as his card. I mean, same card that has the autograph. Joe Adele.
Oh. The light on his face looked like it was cut, but it's just a shadow.
Pitching leaders. That would be awesome. I would be happy. I cannot say that I remember off the top of my head hitting a Pache. Batting leaders. Well, no, this started right at the beginning though, John. I mean, it's not like this. This was right, Sixto Sanchez, right at the beginning of the break.
I got through what, a box or two?
Yeah, we didn't even. I don't even think we got fully through 2 boxes before the hand wringing started. Bo Bichette. You know what? And the thing is, not every break is for every person, and I get that. Bo Bichette. We get a lot of retention because of the way that we handle things. You know what I'm saying? The speed at which we ship. If there's an issue, we deal with it. If there's anything going on, you know, that we don't hide away from it. We're as obvious and transparent as we can be with every single break that we do. You know, but that doesn't mean you're for every, you know what I'm saying? Not every person can handle every single thing that goes on. Some people can't. You know? I mean, people won't break with us just because I don't allow profanity in the chat. You know, and so whatever. But clearly, we were not for him. And there was a conversation afterwards. And the issue was dealt with, as we always do. And then we moved on. I mean, if there was an issue, you know, if there was an issue, I understand completely. And we would address the issue. But if there's no issue, don't make an issue. Luis. So far, only the one auto out of the first box. And this one is a black. Christian Yelich. Yeah, I know.
Oh, should have poked.
You should have poked the bear. Well, and the, you know, I mean, I don't know how much more clear the item description can be, and when we talk about everything that goes on, I don't know. But again, every breaker is not for every person. I respect that. I respect that. And I can be an acquired taste. Dealing with me is, you know, I just am who I am, and I don't try to be anything else. I mean, could you imagine me being all formal and goofy during the breaks, you know? Or we don't chat or any of the things that, you know, happen in so many other breaks. That just ain't us. Jazz Chisholm. Is that our second Marlin? Thank you. That's very nice of you, Gold Silver. I would have fun doing that. That was partially the career path I wanted to go down, actually. And when we were in California, when I got a chance to go and cover some San Francisco Giants games, I'm a former reporter, and I was they had a guy there who would do Dick Allen and Santana. This is way back. Uh-oh, we have that one. Here's two of those. Way back in the day, late 80s, early 90s, and he and I used to talk a lot, and I was kind of heading down the path of, never worked out. It is what it is. And now I'm a bum. You know, I sit around opening baseball cards all day long, living off my wife. Kind of as it should be, honestly, you know. You're right. And that's the way, you know. I mean, that's you would yeah, whatever. I mean, not whatever to you, but I mean just the general whatever. I mean, it just, you know. If I understood people, but again, I just chalk it up to it takes all kinds. It takes all kinds to do this. I mean, we have a big following on eBay, and our repeat customer base is big. Chris Short, 50th anniversary. I mean, and we sell out our breaks in the Facebook group very quickly. Am I putting in the OT? Well, I'm putting in the OT because the internet keeps going down, Joe. Here comes our hot box, guys. Now I'm gonna take apart. I'm gonna take half that set. Has the purples in it. See those purples? That's the hot box. Keston Hira. Ooh, that fell out of my hand. Yeah, it is tough. And when I started, I wanted to be a reporter, but I was driving. It was an hour and a half both ways to the Giants games, and when you start having a family and things, it was just too much. But man, was it fun! Man, was it fun! Did just enough games that when I went to the stadium, and as a Giants fan, it was cool, where I would walk by Barry, and he would say, "What's up?" and I would say, "What's up?" That was enough. That was enough for me, to Brian Hayes. I was happy. And then when I had to take a different direction because of the family stuff, you gotta do what you gotta do, you know what I'm saying? The first time that happened, that was I was thrilled to death. And that was right in the height of the steroid, and his melon was massive. Ronald Acuna Jr. You know what? He was never ever. I never ever saw him rude or cross with anybody. Was he a fan of reporters? He wasn't a fan of reporters. He wasn't. But he would answer the questions. He was. I mean, I'm just some little schmuck, you know. And if you can look at me and say what's up when I walk by, you know, when I've only been to a handful of games, you know, and I mean I talked to him before that. I'm, you know, nice guy. Nice guy. But I will say this, before that we had season tickets for the Giants, and we would stand out in front of Candlestick after the game and get autographs, and he was the only player who never stopped for the kids. Some of the players would stop and play catch with him and just hang out and talk to him. Uh-oh, here's a random for the end. Mountain Castle and Dahlbeck. So this will be a straight random to 10 when we're done. We'll put the Orioles in. We'll put the Red Sox in. Random, random, random to 10. You know. And that'll be randomed off. He really wasn't. Like I said. I mean, for all the things that I guess he could be. You know. To me, Jeff Kent was a much bigger jerk than Barry Bonds. Jeff Kent was a schmuck every single time I saw him. Tigers, oops. Tigers, thank goodness these things are falling flat. I mean, Jeff Kent was a schmuck. Tigers. Mountain Castle. Kettle Mart. Wow, that would see. Those are gold, silver. Those are memories that you just can't. I mean, you know, you can only understand when you're there doing them. And they're just so cool, you know. They're just so cool. Hey, another one to random off. Cabrian. And for the Reds, Jose Garcia. That's another nice one. Second random. And those were fun days, you know. But I was young back then, and I could now. Could I do it again? I could probably do it now. Tim Anderson, but. I'm too old for that fight now. Though Cardinal Stadium's only 20 minutes away. Tim Anderson, purple. What's up, Eric? Yeah, he was the second baseman. He was the second baseman for the Giants during their, you know, those good years in the late 90s, early 2000s. And he and Barry did not like each other. They did not like each other at all. Jacob deGrom. And I think that was the case with Will Clark as well, is that Will Clark and Barry didn't like each other. Barry had to be the top dog, you know? Alec Bohm. Uh-oh. Sixto Sanchez. Action. But when we would wait after the game, when we had season tickets, we'd wait after the game. I mean, some guys would stop every single time. You know, Rod Beck, he stopped, man, a whole bunch. Terry Mulholland was another one. Terry Mulholland would just hang out with the kids and just toss the ball. You know, those are the kind of things that are just awesome. You know, they just regular guys. I want you to go up there and you go back there. Davey and Ian, which is probably part of the reason why I don't break anything but baseball. Brandon Crawford. I just don't have the, you know. He was a Hall of Famer a long time ago. He was a Hall of Famer a long time ago. The guy was a top 10 player all time before any of the foolishness of steroids came up. And, you know, if it wasn't for that giant ego of his, he wouldn't have done any of that. But then you have, you know, because you combine that big ego with his desire. I mean, I guess that is a big ego. Him always wanting to be the top dog. You know, he just did what he did. And, man, did he prove what a player could do, what a real player could do. Juiced. I mean, he had a span of 4 years that statistically are the best ever in the history of the game. So, you know, Seaver and deGrom. Wow, here's another one. Luis Garcia and Christian Pache. We're going to be giving away. We're going to be doing some randoms at the end here. This is the third one. Pache and Luis Garcia. Josh Hader. Again, I'm of the mind of, if you can guarantee me that you have no cheaters in the Hall of Fame, then go right ahead and do what you want to do. But I know with 100% certainty, because I've had these conversations with some of these baseball writers, that there are cheaters in the Hall of Fame now. I'm going to say again that if you use greenies back in the 50s, amphetamines, if that helped you beat out one hit, normally if you were tired, you would have got thrown out. Or if you got to one ball that you wouldn't have normally gotten to because you were tired, but you took some amphetamines, you cheated. And why is your cheating any different than anybody else's cheating? And if any of those baseball writers can look me in the face and say to me there are no cheaters in the Hall of Fame, more power to you. But there's one who gets a lot of credit, and he juices most of his career, and Ricky Henderson. Oh, hey, there's a nice one. Myers and Scooball. You want to tell me that guy performed at that level for that long and didn't juice at all? Come on. Come on. Give me a break. A lot of guys who are iffy. You mean to tell me Mike Piazza? You want to tell me honestly that Mike Piazza was drafted in the 814th round and came out of nowhere and didn't juice? Really? Come on. Dylan Carlson. Barrios. That's the thing, is I don't mind everything else. What bothers me is the hypocrisy. Don't be a hypocrite. Don't be a hypocrite. Just because you like this guy and you don't like this other guy doesn't belong in the Hall of Fame. Yeah, impossible. Well, look, I think there should be the rules should be there. And if you get caught, you got caught. But, you're penalizing people from a time when 85% plus of the league was doing steroids. I mean, what do you expect? If you weren't doing them in the 80s, you didn't have a job. I mean, come on. And all these baseball writers want to act like now that they don't. I didn't know. I know. Come on. Are you honestly, Matt Chapman? I mean, give me a break. Yes, I agree with that 100%. Because you know what? They're in the Hall of Fame, but everybody knows whether or not they tested positive. Someone like, I think if you are a repeat offender, no offense to A-Rod, but I think if you're a repeat offender, you get what you get. Ryan Braun, you get what you get. You did it and got caught more than once. I think, there's lots of guys now. Man, guys get caught all the time. So you stopped it? I don't agree with it. And people say, well, where do you draw the line? You draw a line. But then why are you keeping arguably well, I will never say the greatest baseball player of all time, because Babe Ruth is the greatest baseball player of all time. But a player who is in any measure, in any metric, one of the 5 best players ever to play this game, and keep him out of the Hall of Fame. You're right. Selig did let it happen, Charlie. You're right. Jackie Bradley. Does anyone believe that in 1978, George Foster hit 52 home runs without any help? Anyone believe that? I don't believe it. I don't believe it. We're just going to attack these upside down. Well, I'll flip them. It's just, there's just a bunch of hypocrites. There's a bunch of hypocrites running around here. All these guys who act like, oh man, you listen to the MLB network. Nah, Babe Ruth is the greatest of all time. Sorry, Morrow. As a San Francisco Giants fan, I think Willie Mays is the best all-around player to ever play the game. I don't even know I could say that, honestly. Babe Ruth was a Hall of Fame pitcher before he became a hitter. Okay? Remember that. He was a Hall of Fame pitcher before he picked up the bat and started hitting. Had he finished his career as a pitcher, he would have been a Hall of Famer. Even if it would have ended at 90-something wins, he would have been a Hall of Famer. I 100% believe that. But if he would have picked up that bat earlier, the man might have hit 900 home runs. And he meant more to the game, and I think that you have to take that into account. He meant more to the game, building the game, than any other player. Any other player who has ever been a part of the game. It's just, you just can't say that Babe Ruth isn't the greatest player of all time. Now, could you argue a different way for Mays? Absolutely. Was he probably the most athletic player ever to play the game? Absolutely. At 100%. No one had all the tools like Willie Mays had them. No one. And so, could you have that conversation? Yeah, but I just don't, you know. I don't know. Again, it's to me it's all levels of cheating all the time. I think the ball had something to do with it too, Joe. But I mean, again, the Dodgers are notorious for stealing signs from second. Does that make them cheaters? Absolutely, it makes them cheaters. Did they win the World Series last year? Absolutely. Should they have to give up their trophy because they were trying to steal signs the entire year from second base? No. I don't think you can put a pitcher ahead of a position player. I don't think you can, in my mind, because I just think, especially when you're talking about Willie Mays. Take Willie Mays. I'll tell you the two players that I would like to have seen, three players I would like to have seen play their whole career out. Babe Ruth as a hitter. I think if Babe Ruth was a hitter the entire time, his stats would be untouchable in terms of home runs and things of that nature, and WAR and all that. I think that Willie Mays, when he served in the military, that killed him. He would have hit more than 700 home runs. And I fully believe that Ted Williams might have even made 650. He might have made 700 home runs. Ted Williams was truly a great baseball player. And I don't think Cy Young was all that great of a pitcher, to be honest with you. Walter Johnson was a stud. But I think, personally, I think that this might be my bias showing. Christy Mathewson was a better pitcher than Cy Young was. I can see the argument for Walter Johnson, though, for sure. Don't let a player. I know. I mean, that's the thing. I mean, but it's still cheating. I mean, we have levels of cheating. My cheating is okay, but your cheating is not. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I see that. I can see that gold silver. I can see that. I'm a traditionalist when it comes to the game. I don't want them to change it. I don't like things. I want the game to stay the way it is. You know? Let's see. Do we have this one? Nope. Nolan Ryan and Bieber. This is Gaylord Perry and Bieber. But there's so much that has gone on, you know. I mean, again, did all the Black Sox players cheat in 1919? I'm not even sure you can say that. But, you know, at what point does someone like Shoeless Joe Jackson deserve a reprieve? At what point do you acknowledge that Pete Rose did something that he shouldn't have, but put him in the Hall of Fame? Because come on, I mean, look at the Hall of Fame, and I can make arguments. There's racists all over the Hall of Fame. Different argument. The working over Robin Ventura is a great part of that, Joe. But it's I don't know. I think there's too much ego run amok in the people who decide who's in the Hall of Fame and who's not in the Hall of Fame. I think Nolan Ryan, if he had been on, he was on such horrific teams, just horrific teams during his career. Could you imagine him if he were like a Yankee his entire career? The man would have won 600 games. Yes, and you aren't considering players like that. I think those are tough because you're not able to get the full measure of who they are or their contribution to the game. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't have all the stats to be able to understand who they were and how good they were, and you know what I'm saying? Was Satchel Paige an amazing pitcher? Yeah, the man pitched into his 50s. Come on. You mean to tell me who could do that? So, yeah, I think there's a lot of that you have to take into account. I would love to know if there was a way they could just formulate something that would just tell you, whatever the measure is, that this is the greatest player ever to play the game. I would love to know that. I still think it's Babe Ruth. Hey, I think we got to give this away. Oh, no, we don't. Astros rookies with the French back. There's a nice one. Astros rookies. Astros rookies, Frenchie. So there's something interesting. I like it. We don't have to random it. But that's, yes. And I think the writers get very full of themselves. Baez, they get far too self-important, and they consider themselves some kind of, they've got to protect the game. Protect the game from what? What are you protecting the game from? Ted Uhlaender, I don't know, but he's a red. Ted is a red. That's all I can tell you. Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome, Matt. I think once you put yourself above the game, that's where the problems come from. And I honestly do believe in the age of celebrity, there's so many of these writers who put themselves above the game. Don't put yourself above the game. You're not. And that's what will make you respected. But everybody wants to put themselves above the game. Everybody's worried about their own brand. Everybody's worried about what's in it for them. Spend a little bit more time worrying about what's in it for everyone else, and what's in it for you will happen the way it's supposed to. Alec Bohm. Because people will see it, Roberta Flack, the way that it's, see it for what it is. It looks like a black border. Jose Barrios for the Twins. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Jeter not being unanimous. If you're going to have an argument about unanimous coming up, the closest thing to unanimous coming up is Albert Pujols. Albert might be on the end of his career, but he is the best player of his generation. I mean, I don't know how anyone looks at Albert's lifetime stats, knowing the man is actually like 62 years old, and does not marvel at what he was able to do during his career. Man might be 74 years old. It's hard to tell. I think he dyes his hair. I don't mind so much that players aren't first ballot Hall of Famers. I guess that doesn't bother me too much. I mean, I think you're a Hall of Famer or you're not a Hall of Famer. I agree with that. But I think there are some players that it's so completely obvious, Brian Hayes, that it's, they deserve something, I don't know, not special recognition, but, you know what I'm saying? Daggone it. Ryan Mountcastle. Escobar, Brian Hayes, Cody Bellinger. Case has been okay so far. It's been okay so far. We need some help. We need a couple of bangers come out of this thing. But the conversation is fantastic. I could talk about baseball this way all day long. And still respect everyone else's opinion. Just because it's different from mine doesn't make it wrong. It just makes it different from mine. Tricky Nick, I could not put a pitcher above the hitters in my mind in terms of greatness. I don't think there's any pitcher that stands out so much that they would be ahead of the greatest hitters to ever play the game. But that's just me. Other people feel differently, and I think that's fantastic. Then and now. And that's what makes for a good conversation. Hey, I called the Dodgers last year, so, I said before the season, and it's on video, I said 2 years ago that whoever won the wild card game between the Brewers and the Nationals would win the World Series. I called that one correctly. Last year I said it would be the Dodgers and the Rays, and that if the Dodgers were going to win a World Series, that it would be last year. I still hoped that the Rays would win, but they didn't. The Dodgers beat them. So, No, not below the worst batter. Absolutely not. But I'm saying for all-time great players, I don't think a pitcher is better than Babe Ruth or Ted Williams or Willie Mays or Barry Bonds, for that matter, or Lou Gehrig. You know what I'm saying? Alec Boehm. I just don't think there's a pitcher better than, probably come up with 10 guys before. Hey, look at that. Casey Mize. Very nice. Casey Mize autograph for the Detroit Tigers. I'm still, I gotta get my prediction in this year, and I still will say that I do not believe the Dodgers are going to repeat. I think repeating is so hard that I just don't think they'll do it. That doesn't mean I don't think they will necessarily not make it to the World Series. This year is hard for me because of last year, and because I think there are so many questions. You know what I'm saying? There's so many questions that this year's been difficult for me. If I were going to be a betting man, I would say that the World Series team will either be the Padres or the Dodgers, and if you twisted my arm, I would say it's the Dodgers. The Padres have to beat the Dodgers in order for me to believe that they can do it. They're just not a team that, when it comes down to it, have been able to do it. And the Dodgers still are, they're actually an improved version of what they were last year. You know what I'm saying? So I still think if you're gonna force me, I would still say I think the Dodgers are the best team in the National League. With the Padres a closer second than I think the Dodgers like. I I think that if either one of those teams stumble, the Braves are probably the third team and might have enough attitude about last year to make a difference for them this year. You know, I think the American League is a whole lot of a different story. I think I believe that if Yordan Alvarez comes back healthy and has figured out how to hit the curveball, that the Houston Astros are going to be a much better team, even without Verlander, than people give them credit for. I think they're going to be a much better team. I think they pretty handily win the West. I think that in the Central, it is a big blow to the White Sox mentally as well that they lost Eloy. I think that hurts them. Brian Hayes. And I think the Twins are a good team. I'm not ready 100% to say now that I believe the Twins will win that division. But, man, I'm awful close. I really think Eloy is a big mental hit to them. And I think that that's, for the most part, when young players, young teams like that have been forced to step up in a big way when someone goes down, they are unable to do it. So I could see the Twins winning that division now. But where I would have believed a month ago that it was going to be the White Sox. The East, to me, is the scariest one of all, because if the Yankees are healthy, Dylan Carlson, Evan White, I will not bet against the Yankees if all their hitters are healthy. Won't do it. Ryan Mountcastle. I am. Yeah, we talked about that. I do think Tony La Russa is going to be an issue there. And that, to me, is a caveat for the entire American League, is what Yankees do we get? Do we get the Yankees broken, beat up? If you give me the Yankees broken, beat up, I am going to... Boy, the Carew and DJ LeMahieu, that'll have to be random. So when we do those random, the small cards, it's just a dice roll. It's just a quick dice roll to get them through them. The big boys, we do the random. I still like the Rays. I like the Blue Jays. Elvis Andrus, Mini. Angels, wow, that's a bold prediction. I'd like to see Trout win a World Series. I'd like to see Trout win one. I think it should probably be the Blue Jays in the East, but should probably rarely works out. If what's his butt from the Rays is what he was in the playoffs last year, they're a good team. Even without Blake Snell. David Peterson again. So I don't know. It's going to be fun. So I'm going to cop out. And wait a little bit and see. But I don't think there's anything wrong. You got to see how things shape up a little bit, you know? Call it before the All-Star break and see how it plays out. I just don't think it's going to be the Dodgers, because I just don't. It's just so hard to repeat. It's so hard to repeat. But does the signing of Bauer, was it Bauer? The Dodgers just signed? That could be the impetus they need to repeat. Peterson and Jimenez, but I think their pitchers, you know, some of these guys, they have their World Series, and I think they're, you know, How much more do you need? Clayton Kershaw? Maybe he pitches with much more ease now that he's won the World Series. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that monkey's off his back. And he can finish strong and win 300 games. I'd love to see that. Cody Bellinger action. I don't think the Angels have enough pitching. The one thing I'd be worried about with the Blue Jays is their pitching. So I'm going to give early odds to the Yankees. I'm giving early odds to the Yankees. And again, I think a healthy Yankee team is the best team in the American League. Alec Bohm and Spencer Howard. But they haven't been in healthy Sixto Sanchez in so long, it's hard to... Joe Adele and Nick Madrigal. Man, Dylan and Evan. Wow, we're getting all kinds of sleeve stuff. Strikeout leaders. Cronenworth. Some Tiger rookies. Keston Hura. Casey Mize autograph was a nice... Ryan Mountcastle. Casey Mize was a nice hit. It was a nice hit. If we could get some kind of decent variation, that would be nice. Garrett Cole. I also think it's easy to underestimate the Cardinals. I think it's easy to underestimate the Cardinals, and they are not a team that I would necessarily underestimate. Because let's say what's his butt that they got has a normal year for him. He shouldn't, but let's just say he does. Let's say he comes out and Arenado and he comes out smoking. And you know he's killing it like he does in Colorado. Then how much better does that make the Cardinals? I mean, the Cardinals could really be a very good team. And now you give some protection to Goldschmidt, and that helps a lot. I saw the predictions that every team in the Central would be under 500. I'm not sure that I believe that. I'm not sure I believe that. Mateo and Olivares. You know? So, I don't know. Yeah, but being in a new town, Blake Snell, trying to prove yourself, you know what I'm saying? The guy's a pro. He's a stud at third. And he wants to shove it in the Rockies' face. I was thinking more like 88 games. I still think at 88 games they run away with the division. They win the division by, 6 games or something. Cubs a distant second. Maybe Milwaukee with Yelich back. Maybe they finish second. Something like that. Tatis. Jeff Samardzija. Tanner Houck. I'm just excited that the Giants are the third best team in the West, even though none of them are expected to hit 500. So, my goodness, are we going to really have to do 6 randoms with that? Wow. Simmons. Come on. All right, guys. Coming up on Last Box Mojo. One more autograph would be awesome. We would hit our 4 that we talked about at the beginning. Bo Bichette. Yeah, but ego. Ego. I mean, he wants to prove it, and he wants to shove it in their face. So we'll see. We'll see. Is he still probably a 30 home run, near 100 RBI a year guy? Yeah, he probably still is. Hit 280 to 300? Yeah, probably. I mean, if the guy hits 280 and 28 home runs and 96 RBIs, is that going to be a big boost for the Cardinals? Yeah, it's going to be a big boost for the Cardinals. Our last one is our poster, is a poster. Vlad Jr. Vlad Jr. poster. White Sox. Evan Longoria. Flash. Steve Carlton. Miller and Lambert. Contreras and Stevenson. Maybe. We'll see. I think he's gonna be better this year than people believe he will be. Again, I think 280 plus, something near 30 home runs, something near 100 RBIs if he's healthy. If he's hurt, But that's what I think he's going to be. And he's going to be bolstered by the people in St. Louis. It's a rabid fan base here in St. Louis. They're going to love the guy. And he's going to love them. And that's going to help. Davey and Ian. There's much more to the game than just what we see on paper. Much more to the game than what we see on paper. Pete Alonso. What do they say in Moneyball? He has an ugly girlfriend. I thought that was the funniest way to determine how good a player is. Yeah, but he's got an ugly girlfriend. Oh, man, that's true. He does have an ugly girlfriend. So he's got no confidence in himself. He can't play, but he's got a hot girlfriend. Let's sign him. Here comes a red and what looks like a 572. Bubick and McKenzie. Joey Bart. Who is it? Anthony Rizzo for the Cubs. He'll still be an all-star caliber player. 100% guarantee that. I 100% guarantee that. Ryan Braun. If I'm wrong, I will give you, Matt, all of Joe's baseball card collection. Don't worry, Joe. I'm not wrong about this. Out of 572. What does that say on the side? It says something. Oh, it says refractor. What does it say on this one? Wonder why it says refractor on that one. Doesn't say anything on that one. Braves, Hank Aaron and Marcelo Zuna. And I think that's also true. Making everybody around you better is also true. Cruz owns the White Sox. Who is this? Nelson Cruz in action. I think that's our second twin black. This was felt like more blacks than we're used to getting. Andrew McCutcheon. Well, I don't think we're going to get our fourth auto unless a miracle happens. The SPs and variations haven't been bad. We got a couple of decent things out of here. I mean, it was a pretty typical heritage case with great baseball conversation. And somehow all the baseball conversation helped the feed rectify itself. So clearly the charter feed is a baseball fan. All right, so let's start with going over the things, some of the things we got. Then we're going to do the randoms and get those marked down. Once again, this stack is the multiplayer stack. You know, league leaders, those kind of things. So I just took them out because it's easier for us to sort these at the end. So that's the only reason they are out of the original stack. Okay, here's our sleeve stack. That's our sleeve stack there. It's a pretty significant stack. A lot of players will be sleeved. We have the then and nows we got to do here in a sec. For the big ones in the posters, we had a Vlad poster. And for the biggins, let's see if I can get these on the right, all the right way. All right. Bo Bichette, David Peterson, Javier Baez, Bo Bichette, Maeda, David Peterson, Joe Adell, Jordan, and Maeda. So 3 players had 2 hits. This again is the stack. These will just be randomly placed on everyone's pile. We were never going to sell, you know, the flashback thing. I mean, that would just be wrong. And so we'll just divvy them up amongst everyone who bought into the break. So you guys all have those. Then and now we'll do now. So we just do, oh, this is 2 White Sox. Never mind. We won't do that one. Put you in there. So this is just a pretty straightforward random. So this is what we do. Left is odd, right is even. Here's the dice. This first one is a 4, so that's even. It's going to LeMahieu, going to the Yankees. I mean, it's just pretty straight and easy because it's just a low steam thing. Once I get done with this, we'll do the randoms for the team cards. So we have those taken care of, and then we'll come back and recap the entire break. Good conversation tonight, guys. And thank you for your patience with our internet woes. We hope the woes will end tomorrow and that somebody at Charter will actually be able to figure something out. Lou Brock and Tatis. It is a 2, so it goes to Tatis. Next up, Harper and Joe Morgan. It is a 3, so it goes to Joe Morgan. Nolan Ryan and Shane Bieber. 1, so it goes to Nolan Ryan, Angels. Gaylord Perry and Shane Bieber, 1 again. So this one goes to the Indians. Oh wait, they're both Indians. That's only mildly embarrassing. Never mind for that one, they're both Indians. Thank you, Joe. That should be a fun one tomorrow, right? 3. Are you? That should be a fun one tomorrow because we're gonna do our first. We need some luck with Charter for sure. Good night, Matt. See you later, Joe. All right, then we'll do all of these in our recap when we're done. Here's the order we're going to do these in, the order that they're at now. First, we're going to do Garcia, Pache. Then we're going to do Cabrian Hayes and Garcia. Then we're going to do Mountcastle and Dahlbeck. It'll be on the random, but I'll show you again when we're done. So let me get this first one set up. And then we'll just leave it up there and do all 3. List randomizer. We need to do the display capture. All right, first one up is the Nationals and the Braves. So we're going to do N and B. That's it, Nationals and Braves. Random to 10, as we always do. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Goes to the Braves, as it probably should, with Pache. Braves purple. Next we're doing Cabrian Hayes for the Pirates, and Jose Garcia is a red. Uh-oh. Get the right thing here. Pirates, Reds. If I can find R, that would be helpful. Randomize. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Goes to the Pirates. Probably as it should. Okay, and the last one up is Mountcastle and Dahlbeck. So the Orioles and the Red Sox. So this one's kind of an even split. Orioles and RS. Randomize. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's going to the Orioles. Now let's take it off display capture. Flip over here. Nah, not like we do on the Facebook break. It's a much easier process because it's all set pricing on the Facebook break. So it's just a straight random. All right. Probably as it should for all of these. The Pache and Garcia went to the Braves. Cabrian Hayes and Garcia went to the Pirates. And then Mountcastle and Dahlbeck went to the Orioles. Let's do the rest of the purple. You guys can sit up here. Jackie Bradley, Red Sox, Reyes, Chapman, Kyle Lewis, Berrios, Tigers, Myers and Skubal, Cole, Cruz, Blackman, McCutcheon, DeGrom, Anderson, Kettlemart. There's the other Tigers rookie with all the pitchers. Merrifield, other pitchers. Bregman, Ronald Acuna Jr., Suarez, Soto, and Keston Hiura. So there's those. Now let's do the recap on all the rest. Black. you go there, and you're a mini, and you're an autograph, and you're white. Black border, that's a basic one. Astros is a Frenchie. Sixto is, no. Start goes over here. Auto number 2. Black. Joe Adele is a an action red. Black. Gold. I forgot about the Soroka gold. Team color. Max Scherzer is team color. Another red. Autograph number 3. And Lou Bob is action. Okay. So let's start with the Clubhouse collection. Peralta, Yelich, Hader, Scherzer, Bellinger, Blake Snell, and Pete Alonso. The 50th anniversary, we had the Phillies, Chris Short, and the Reds, Ted something. I don't know how to say Ted's name. Let me get a little more centered there. Black border. Freddie Freeman for the Braves, Yelich for the Brewers, Berrios for the Twins, and Nelson Cruz for the Twins. All in action for the Blacks. White border, we had 1, Tricky Nick out of 999 for the Reds. Out of 572, we had 3. We had Jacob deGrom for the Mets. We had Mets rookies, Peterson and Jimenez, and Ryan Braun for the Brewers. 1 mini out of 100, Elvis Andrus for the Texas Rangers. Out of 372, we had 3. Blue Jays, Pearson and Hatch. Polanco for the Twins, and Rizzo for the Cubs. We did have 1 gold as well. Mike Soroka, 1 out of 5 for the Atlanta Braves. We had 1 French back. Astros rookies. We had 2 team color swap, I guess it is. Scherzer for the Nationals and Mookie Betts for the Dodgers. And then we had action, 4 actions. Lou Bob, nice one. Joe Adele, nice one. Sanchez, nice one. And Cody Bellinger, if you like the Dodgers. 3 autographs. Monty Harrison for the Marlins. Jazz Chisholm for the Marlins. And a very nice Casey Mize autograph for the Detroit Tigers. All right, guys, thanks a lot. We appreciate you as always. Rollover shipping for tomorrow's break. And then we have the Thursday, Friday, Saturday rollover as well. So if you're going to come back tomorrow, wait for an invoice, please. Hopefully we will have these issues addressed. They miraculously took care of themselves. Appreciate all the business as always. If I can do anything for anyone, please let me know. Take care of yourselves, and I will talk to you soon.